Welcome everyone to the show. I'm your host, Don Vic. You already know we in the building, baby. Ooh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. I sure am. You know what it is. I'm always in and out the house doing my things. And tonight I'm here to do a special show. And I got a special co-host with me tonight. You know, I usually do this on my own or IG's with me. IG been MIA for a while. So today I have a special guest that's going to come on with me to co-host with me this show. But real quick, I just want to thank all my YouTube followers, Instagram followers, TikTok followers, everybody that follows the Don Vic Show. I appreciate you guys for the love. I really do. And we're going to start the show today with a special guest we have that's coming on. She is a paranormal investigator by the name of Emmie MacKenzie. She's going to come on the show. We're going to find out what scary stories she's got for us today and what she's been doing in the paranormal world. But first, I'm going to bring in my co-host, the one and only. The one, did I just say the one and only? Yeah, I did say the one and only. Sarah Russell, aka Squeakers.
Hello. There
What's
better
up,
be only one of me.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you for coming on today and co-hosting with me tonight.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, thanks. Also want to let people know if you're in the New York area and you're looking for a pantry or a nice cake, you guys can go to Sugar Shack Bronx Sweets out in New York. You guys can look it up on the website. Check it out. She's amazing. She does some amazing cakes, man. She is so dope. So you guys can check her out. Go on the website and check out if you want to place an order. If you're having a happy birthday, if you're getting married, at any occasions, this girl does it. She's dope. Again, it's Sugar Shack Bronx Sweets. Big shout out to the BX. You know what I'm saying? New York in the building, baby. You know what it is. So, Squeakers, are you excited to be on here tonight?
I am. I'm very excited.
Yeah, you look it.
Trying not to argue with a teenager as usual.
Yeah. I get it. Jim, what's up, Jim Grimm?
Hello, Jim.
Jim Grimm is in the building, baby. Yeah. So I'm excited because I usually do my shows on my own over my co-host IG, but IG being MIA for a while, he's been doing his family thing, so he hasn't been on the show for a while now. So I'm excited to have you on the show to co-host with me tonight. So thank you for coming aboard the show.
You're welcome. And if this music is too loud, please let me know.
Okay, we're fine for now. So, folks, I want to introduce to you guys. Hi, Matt. Matt's in the building, folks. Matt is in the building. P3 founder is in the building. He's also consulting paranormal with Squeakers. That's Squeakers' right-hand partner right there, Matt. They got their own paranormal show. It's amazing. You guys need to go on there and check it out. Matt, Squeakers, and Lurker, they're amazing. So you guys can tune in and watch their show. Or you can join us at the P3 family group that we all have. We are in there. Great family. So you guys can join there as well. So right now, we're going to bring in our guest for the night. She is a paranormal investigator. I believe that my co-host here, Sarah, and her already met.
Yes.
This is going to be my first time ever meeting Emmie. So we're going to bring Emmie to the show. Please welcome everyone, Emmie KZ to the show.
Yes, Emmie MacKenzie.
Emmie MacKenzie, what's up?
Hey, girl.
I am so excited to be here.
What happened?
I don't know. Wow. Hey,
what
listen.
happened? She got a smile on her face, boy.
I got the fresh Botox done, and I can't blink my motherfucking eyes.
Oh, my goodness. How cool was that?
I don't know. Is it okay? Do I look okay? Do
You
I look
look
normal?
fabulous. You look.
Thank
You look
you.
fabulous.
Thank you. Yeah. See, look, Matt says Emmy is awesome because you can't
Yes,
spell
she is.
awesome without Emmy. So
Yeah,
I'm
right,
just saying.
right.
God, my eye. Did anybody got any Visine or something? I fuck the. Hold on.
I don't know. Them eyes are wide open. You
I'm just
hilarious.
excited. Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here. Like
I
hell yeah.
see. I can tell you still look excited.
Okay, fine. I'll behave. Okay.
Okay. Oh, this is so cute. Look at you. You got all kinds of forums.
Okay, here we go.
Oh,
This is
okay.
me.
I kind of like the other one better. Put the joke. Oh, no, I'm only kidding.
How about this one?
Yeah.
I'm just bored.
Oh
I
boy.
entertain myself a
Oh,
lot.
you are so hilarious. You're funny.
Okay. Hey, Thomas. Hey, everybody.
I want to
Stop.
thank
Shit.
you. I want to thank you for coming on the show, Amy. I want to thank you for coming on the show.
You know, you can tell you got an East Coast accent. My
I do.
husband's from Boston. Yes, because my name is Emmy, not
Emmy.
Amy. Emmy.
Emmy. I'm from Boston.
Do I go
too.
around and say, "Oh, let's go
Emmy.
get the khakis"?
Yeah,
Khakis?
Emmy. I'm from Boston too.
I know
got
you
all-
are.
I got
That's
all
what I'm
the
talking
cars.
about. Khakis.
Yeah, I got all the cars here.
Khakis are pants, not car keys. And at least we put an R in our alphabet where it belongs. You guys
Right.
take the R out. You put an R where it don't belong. Oh, we have a son named Dakota. My husband calls him Decoder. A pillar. Why do you put an R where I have an idea? The R's don't go there. I mean, come on.
I think Bostonians and New Yorkers, we got like our English is like it's
You want
different.
you,
It's
you want me to
different.
tell you a story? I've been with my husband, married. We've been married 25 years, okay? Been
Okay.
together 30. The first time I met him, because I mean, as you can tell, I got a twang accent. I'm from Oregon. I'm like all the way across fucking bumfuck Egypt from you. The first time I met him, I thought he was slow. I couldn't understand his accent. I swear to God.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
because I was like, what's wrong with this guy? Why is he talking so funny? Yeah. So
That's
he had
funny.
a really bad accent like you. So why are you talking funny? Just
Who, me?
sorry. Yeah.
I'm
What's
talking
wrong with
funny.
you?
I'm talking funny. What's up, Jersey? Jersey's in the building. What's going on with Jersey? What's
Hi,
up?
everybody. What a way to start, huh?
Yeah. What a story. What a story. That was a great story.
I got a
So,
lot of stories.
so tell us exactly how you got into the paranormal world. How did that all begin for you?
Well, I actually grew up in a very historical town here in Oregon, which is Baker City, Oregon. A lot of history there, a lot. And when I was younger, I would hear things. And I remember babysitting because back then we were able to babysit at a younger age, and the little kids I was babysitting, they would be talking to things. I wasn't seeing what they're talking to, but I can hear things or stuff would turn on. So as I was getting older, I was getting into that, creeping around cemeteries and stuff. I don't know what it was, but just, creeping around. But then when I decided to get married and have a family, I went ahead and blocked a lot of that out. I just didn't want it in the now world, I guess, is how I want to say it, the now world. And when we bought our house 21 years ago, for the first 5 years, I kept seeing this thing that would come around the corner like a little shadow. And I kept thinking it was the kids, right? Like sneaking out of bed, coming around the corner.
Right.
And I never told anybody about it because I just, like I said, I was thinking it was the kids. And one day my husband and I were sitting there watching TV and nobody was in the house. The kids were gone. We were kidless. And we're watching TV and all of a sudden it caught my eye how this shadow come around the corner again. And I look back and Jay goes, that's my husband, J Mac. He goes, what'd you see? I'm like, nothing. He's like, no, what'd you see? I'm like, nothing. He goes, I'm going to show you what you saw. Like I said, we've lived here 5 years before we even spoke about that. Wow. He goes and mimics what I saw. I was just like, He goes, I've been seeing that since day one, since we moved in. I was like, oh shit. So there's that. There's been many other stories, not as bad because, like I said, I was trying to block a lot of that out. I waited till my kids. Hey, Anthony. Hey, Thomas. I waited till my kids have all. I have 5 kids. I waited till they grew up, graduated from high school. My youngest just graduated 4 years ago. So then my husband said, "Hey, you know what? Why don't you go and do what you've been wanting to do and get back into doing paranormal?" And now, being older, wiser, have the equipment. That's how that happened.
Well, it's very smart because you just never know what's going to happen with kids around. I mean, kids tend to be more susceptible to it as well.
Yeah.
I don't blame you there. That's why I have a lot.
With Ozzy, my middle son, no, actually, he's my youngest son. All my kids, they're pretty much empaths too. But Ozzy has a lot of special gifts. And he didn't tell me this till he was 17. Because he thought we were all going to think he was crazy because we really didn't speak of that. But he can astral project. He can do all kinds of these amazing things. I'm just like, wow, he can hear him. He'll tell you if it's in his left ear, it's a jokester that's coming around. His right ear, it's a relative or somebody serious, somebody going to warn him. There was another time, me, my husband, my daughter, and her best friend, we were heading to a football game because she's a cheerleader. And we were hitting rush hour traffic. And here in Portland, Oregon, there's so many bridges to go over. And it's just crazy, especially during rush hour traffic. Well, I was closest to the river. And all of a sudden, the cars all come to a stop in front. So I had like 3 choices: drive off the bridge, rear end the person, or cut out in front of traffic and take a gamble. And I turned into traffic. We all screamed. It was like something opened up. There was nobody there, especially when traffic was just going like that. The next day, my other son, Dakota, called and he goes, Mom, I had this horrible dream. And I'm like, what is it? He goes, I had a dream you guys went off the bridge. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah. And he goes, it was you, Dad, my sister, and somebody else in the car. He goes, I couldn't quite see the faces. He goes, but you guys, and he named the bridge we were on. And nobody knew that story because it was still a shock to us. But it was the next day he called because he had that dream. He woke up screaming. And I'm wondering if it's the energy of us screaming woke him up.
Wow. So who's all in your crew? Are you by yourself? Who else is part of your team?
My husband is when I'm in town, when I'm in the Oregon area. But otherwise, I travel and I meet up with a lot of friends. I've met a lot of amazing, wonderful people out there, in the paranormal field and stuff.
Are there a lot of paranormal groups out in Oregon?
Not really. There's more back east. There's a lot more in that area. I mean, you can ask Squeaker. She lives not 3 hours or something like that from me.
I think you're like, are you on the other side of Seattle or?
I'm below Seattle. I'm in Oregon, Portland, Oregon. I'm like the border of
They're
Oregon,
probably
Washington.
100 miles away from me. That's not that far. In fact, I need to get onto a private messenger after this show and talk with you about something. And I'll fill Dawn in too.
Yeah. Okay. What would you say was your scariest moment doing a paranormal investigation?
Scariest moment. I don't get scared really easy. I want to say that kind of sounds bad, but what startled me probably was when we were at the ship. I mean, out of all the times I've been out and about, we were at the USS North Carolina last year, and I was sitting on the floor. We were doing the Estes method and whatnot. And of course, you never have your camera on when the shit happens. I happened to look up.
Right.
And when I looked up, I literally saw a face just like looking down at me. We were in the sick bay area.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I remember that. I saw that too.
And I screamed. I jumped up and I screamed, and it was to the point I was mad. Well, okay, the cow. Shut up, Thomas. I was mad because I thought somebody was playing a trick on me because we were trying to be serious. I'm like banging on the door. I'm like, can they get back there? Well, come to find out, the people I had met and was, working with, Matt Barron, he was coming through saying, hey, we're going to go, say goodbyes and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, Matt, you got to hear what I saw. And I explained to him almost in detail earlier that evening. And I didn't know this because this is the first time I ever met Matt and a few other people. I'm not going to throw names out there, but, met a whole bunch of people. And Matt had saw the same thing I saw in the exact same area.
Wow. And that was the time he went out to that ship, the SS, whatever.
Yes.
Oh, so you was with him. You was with him that night.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I seen that. Episode. I seen that clip when he was going in, and the ship looked so small inside.
Yes, Anthony, I am sorry. We only got like a 10th of that ship. I'm telling you, it's so big. Because you go, I want to say, people can tell me I'm wrong or not. You got your levels above water, but you still got like 5 stories below water too, because you're just going down and down. Wow. And we were pretty much in the cafeteria area. We were getting some activity there, but when we went to the sick bays, where a lot of that started happening.
Wow.
Yeah.
And didn't you guys actually capture kids on a boat too? Like a couple EVPs of kids on a boat?
Do what?
Didn't you guys actually capture some EVPs of kids on the boat as well?
I didn't. Oh, no, not the EVPs. No, they were talking with, actually with, what's his name's bear. And he's never had his bear go off. So his bear, but then even the cat balls and stuff. And then there was a joke going through there and stuff, but we actually caught some real evidence in there. And I'll tell people this too. When you have the 2-way radios, yes, those will set things off, people. So, a lot of times you got to disclaim that. I'm just saying, because we were playing around having a joke with one of the guys. But without that being said, yes, though, there was some activity with the cat balls because that does not set off cat balls. It won't,
No, it's really hard to set them off when you're like a ways away.
Yeah. And there was the flashlights being set off, some other things. So, yeah. Yep, that's where I met Scott, too. I met a lot of amazing people there.
What has been the most awesome thing you caught on camera? Or evidence, whatever.
Oh, my gosh. Now you're making me think. That's my dog snoring in the background. I'm sorry, you guys, if you hear. Oh, gosh. Well, the other night I was on a live stream on the Unholy Trinity with some friends, and we were talking about my friend who's a non-believer, believes now, and there was actually real shadow figures during this live stream, something we wouldn't have expected. The chair started moving, just same shit that we picked up before. So I want to say, just seeing that on a live stream with a lot of witnesses, that would probably be the best evidence. I mean, I could tell you anything that I didn't have on camera. I've made a couple people a believer. The story of Dory, with him too. He was a non-believer, and some stuff that was happening and being said about him and his brother. His brother had passed, and only him and his brother would know this one thing. But he asked that question, and it came through.
Oh wow!
And that was the first time I met Thomas. So how would we know that? So
those are always the most trippiest feeling too when you have that happen.
It was without a camera, yeah.
And sometimes it's scary too because you don't know what the response is going to be, and you're like, okay, well, if it's no, then what just happened? You know what I mean?
I want to say I think the last place I went to was Old South Pittsburgh Hospital when I was speaking with that little boy Adam via balloon. So I could have stayed there all night talking to that little boy, and people can sit there and try to debunk it, like say there was a wind in there, but there was no wind because how the balloon was rocking. Like here's the wall; it was
You
rocking
guys
away
weren't
from
even
the wall.
close by it.
Huh?
Again, you guys weren't even standing close by it, and it was doing
No,
it.
not even close by. And when I asked him to stop it, he stopped it like immediately. It was the craziest shit. Excuse my
Wow.
mouth. I'm sorry.
Ken Allen, what's up, baby?
Ken,
I
Yeah,
can.
we got the whole paranormal team up in here today, boy.
everybody's coming. I shared you out.
Oh my goodness! Thank you so much for showing my guest support. Yeah, this is awesome. So, is there any paranormal team that you would like to work with or team up with for an investigation?
Oh, a lot. A lot of people.
I was gonna say she better come over.
Yeah, I can't say names really because I'm a people person. So when I meet the people, I mean, just like this, I feel that the connection there, and then meeting them is just a whole different experience. And I feel my energy with their energy will help out a lot. So there's just a lot of people I want to meet. I can't say what team specifically because I don't want like
You don't want to get in
somebody to be like,
trouble.
"Oh, you don't want to miss me, huh?"
Exactly.
No, I mean all teams are. I think that all the teams are fabulous, and everyone is doing their thing. You know,
And that's what I love about it because there's techniques that I'm learning. I mean, because it's a constant learning thing. Every day we're learning something. And I'll see somebody do something. I'm like, you know what? That's a freaking brilliant idea. I'm going to
Exactly.
incorporate that in mine. And I hope others have done that by how, they've saw me, investigate. Because we're all different. There's no right and there's no wrong way.
Nope, there isn't. And that's what's great about actually investigating with other people. Because you get to not only find out more skills, but you're also networking and finding out who else they know and vice versa.
Yeah.
right, and there's so many unanswered questions to this paranormal that makes it interesting all the time. You know, I like Mark Lee and Sean. I don't know if you know who they are. Enlightened Souls Paranormal.
Yes.
Those guys,
No wolf.
man, yeah, they're fantastic. Like I like watching them when they go do live investigations. Um,
Yeah.
just recently they did one, and Sean put a spirit into a rock. You can see the eyes inside the rock. That's the second time doing it, and I found that so amazing. That he was able to do that, put that spirit into that rock. Um, and I believe Sean is a medium as well, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a great team. I love watching them. Um, the only one that does drive me crazy a little bit is Barbara, but you get used to Barbara after a while, because you just can't get rid of her. She's like a spirit.
I think I've heard from her because if I remember right, I think she called me something that was inappropriate when I first came on with Mark, and I was just laughing because I couldn't help myself. I was like, "Wow, that's not nice," or something. I told her and she started having another conversation with me. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, Barbara can say some things, boy. You be like, what?
I know. It's like wow. Sometimes you'll get like half of a response, but this was like a full sentence, and I'm like, that's definitely.
Right.
Oh my God, what Lisa just said just sounds horribly wrong. I read it the wrong way.
Yeah, Lisa,
Oh,
boy. You might
Lisa,
want
wow.
to change that comment right there.
I know, by the way.
She
Everybody's
got some
mind
new
went,
toys.
everybody's mind went to the left. Mackenzie
Left,
took it
right,
yeah,
everywhere. I just
everywhere.
toys for whatever reason stood out. I'm like, toys. Okay.
How funny was that?
Oh shit.
Hello,
What's
James.
up, James? What's up? Thank you for logging in. Here goes Lisa again.
James is another person. When I went to Old South, I met him for the first time. I did an investigation with him also.
Okay.
So I've met so many people in this. I was traveling at the height of COVID, and I never got it. Never got the shot. Nothing. So
Me neither. Yeah.
I thought I did pretty good. And the flights were all cheap, and I was having fun meeting new people, going places I'd never been before.
Wow, that's amazing. And uh, just kind of feedback on what you said about the COVID. I seen something on the website talking about the people that got the shot need to worry because the shot it's no good and
Yep.
people might start getting sick for over the shot. I didn't take it. You know what I mean? Anything that the
I didn't
government
either.
got to offer, I'm out. That is crazy. So
Furry titties.
are you part of what was that? I missed that one.
Oh, you sure did. Somebody yelled furry titties.
Oh boy.
Not my end.
Yeah, not my end. So
Poor squeakers. She's
yeah.
dead. Okay,
Yes.
what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Squeaker's been having a bad time since we was off the live for a while. She's been getting hammered at the house,
I apologize.
Yeah. What place would you like to investigate?
Oh, there's a lot of places.
Yeah, but you gotta have one in your mind that you say, this is gonna be the first one I'm gonna go to.
I would love to go to the UK or Ireland or Scotland, in that area. Any castle. Just put me in any castle. I don't care where. There's so much history in castles and stuff. And I just think it'd be amazing.
That'd be really cool.
A castle.
Right? Castles, yeah.
Squeaker, start drawing castles. What's up, Nicole? Big shout out to Vegas. Vegas is in the building.
I think that would be awesome. Could you imagine the energy? I mean, having some sensitives in there and then feeling that energy from the past. That'd be wild. I don't know necessarily wild.
What I hear too, here, whatever, a lot of places have been touch tainted here, graffitied and stuff like that. A lot of places there in the UK, Scotland, stuff like that. There's more respect for, the ruins and stuff like that. Not like what we have here.
And from what I gathered, they don't have a lot of the same rules that we do. They do have no trespassing rules, but they are not the same as the ones here in the U.S.
Why? Do you have to get permits to do certain things out here?
In some cases, yes.
Get permission. Always good to. My damn phone. I'm just gonna throw these phones here, dog. Dog can have them now. I don't go into places that say no trespassing, but I will find the owner and stuff like that. Because it doesn't hurt to ask. Hey, can I go into this place? Blah blah blah. Or let the police know too that hey, I'm going to be checking out this place over here.
Yeah.
Just in case anybody calls or whatever.
So what did your friends say to you when they found out that you was going to start investigating the paranormal?
I didn't tell them for a while.
Like?
Just like back in the day, I didn't tell anybody.
Right.
Just because to me, it seemed like more people back east was more into the paranormal than especially here where I live in Oregon. And the funny thing is, my daughter's cheer coach, which I've known probably 15 years, and I even helped with, coaching. We bumped into each other the other day at a store, and we started talking. Come to find out, she's into the same stuff.
Oh, wow.
And we didn't even know this. Yeah. Wow. It was just like a hush-hush thing.
Really?
I mean, just when you tell people, hey, I do it now, I don't care. But when you tell them right away, they look at you like you got three heads, like, you talking to dead people,
No, we investigating them.
Yeah, there's a difference, but
that's why I'm not allowed at family parties.
I can believe it. Wait a minute. Aunt Ruth is coming through. What? Okay, let me tell you. I can see Squeaker's doing that.
Have you ever faced a bad spirit or identity?
No,
Have you run into
no.
one?
That could be a whole other topic, but when I go to a place, I want to make sure I'm happy, positive, because if I bring the positive energy, then I'm going to receive the positive energy.
Right.
Um, if I'm not feeling up to it, I mean, even local, I won't go to a cemetery or anything like that because I just feel the negativity can bring something.
Right.
And that's just me. That's my own opinion, my own expression. So I've never had anything bad ever happen to me like that. And yeah.
So is it fair to say if you go to a place where you're going to investigate and you're bringing and you got fear in you, would that bring bad energy to you if you're feeling?
I haven't had that yet. Knock on wood. But one thing I don't like to know the history of a place when I go to it. I don't want to know nothing except for, what you've heard, whatever. But I just do not want to learn the history because I don't care if there's a lady in white or there's this man on the third floor that hates women. I want to find it myself, I want to know. I want to give back the results saying, hey, this is what I found. Does this compare to what other people have said?
Right.
So the fear is not really there in me.
Okay.
I throw that out. But if I'm not feeling good, I won't go in. And I wouldn't say it was a fear thing.
Okay.
Next question. Come on.
No, I'm thinking because I was thinking that if you go in there with some type of energy, will you receive that energy back from?
I feel like like I said, the positive.
Mhm.
That's how it's always been. Like James can tell you when I investigate with him, I think I'm an uplifting person, and I joke around, play around, but as soon as I get in there, it's serious time. But because these people, these spirits, when they were alive, they probably joked around, played around too. They're not just old crabs or anything like that. So I try to get them in the mood and show hey, I'm friendly, and that's how I do it. Some people probably don't agree with that, but like I said, when I get into the place, I do become really serious.
Well, you have to being insensitive or gifted because if anything taints that, then you're unaware and unsure what is real and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that happen so many times because so many people just don't either A, they're skeptical, or B, they just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happens, to me, that's totally disrespectful because as a person that's gifted, we have to have that the senses that we have ready to go when we're doing an investigation or a blessing because anything can happen.
Have you ever thought of investigating like a cave, like a cave?
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
It's funny that you said that because
And-
so there's a place here in Bend, Oregon, which is like 2.5 hours from me. And I just found this. I don't know why I'd never seen it before, but it's a Masonic cave. It was where the Masons would hold meetings way back when.
Oh wow.
They stopped doing tours in 2019.
Oh,
So
boy,
because of the COVID.
Wow.
So I am waiting until the weather gets a little better because Oregon and Washington, everybody knows we got a lot of rain and it's muddy. I am going to see who I can get a hold of so I can go in and investigate the cave.
I would love to see that. I would love. Make sure you go live. You hit me up because I need to see that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Make sure I'll come and hide in your trunk of the car.
Caves have so much history. I mean, it's hard to see. You can find anything in them. Yeah, that's funny you said that. I got goosebumps now. Get out of my head, man. God.
Hey. Yeah, and because every time I see an investigation, is usually in a house, at a graveyard, on a bridge, sometimes I see like people in the woods, you know, but a cave, never. I'm
Yeah,
not saying it
very
hasn't
rare.
happened. It hasn't happened, but I've never seen it. I would love to see a crew go into a cave and do some paranormal investigation and just to see what it gets. Um,
Well,
back
hopefully in the
in,
next few months, I can impress you with that.
oh, that'll be so amazing.
Yeah.
You know, because the guys have been trying to get me out to do an investigation because I'm not a paranormal investigator at all. I'm just a talk show host.
We're
My show has nothing to do with paranormal, but
gonna get you in the paranormal
I love it, and I'm always been intrigued of it. So I got a lot of friends that do the paranormal stuff, and I just love it because there's always questions that need to be answered, and I get different response from everyone. This sounds similar, but it's always something different. So um, I love it, and that's always been on my mind to see a team go into a cave and investigate. Um, that'll probably be
Now,
the
what
last.
Joseph was saying there about abandoned mines. Do you guys ever remember the TV show Ghost Mine? It was
I
in Sumter, Oregon. That is in my area. That's where I grew up, and we would go in these mines. We didn't have stuff to, I mean, this is like in the 80s. I'm saying so.
Wow.
We would hear things and stuff like that. And when they talk about the Tommy knockers, you would literally hear stuff like that.
I
Um,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Peters. No, go ahead.
That is one.
Somebody go ahead.
That is a topic that is always hit home with me because there's something that always happens whenever bad luck is right around the corner. I'm not gonna say what, but I'm always hearing the three knocks, and then something bad happens. And I researched it once, and they said that it possibly could have been the Tommy knockers. The Tommy knockers are usually only affiliated with caves. So I was like, how is that?
Right?
Wait. What's a Tommy knocker? What is that?
It's like it's the tapping of rocks in a cave.
Oh,
The
okay.
the rock tool, like
Yeah.
they're busting down to get to gold because my hometown was part of the big, gold rush and stuff with the Oregon and California and stuff. So that's where there's a lot of that history. So the Tommyknockers are the men that's in there using, breaking away the rocks, and you're
Okay.
hearing and it echoes in there. It's really crazy.
But didn't they used to say that if you heard them, that usually meant bad luck or something was
Yep.
right in the corner?
Yeah.
See, and that's why when I did that research, I was like, okay, that's crazy. Why would that?
Yeah.
I've been told it could be
It
a
was
demon.
like they were
Like,
warning you, if you go in any further, something's going to happen. And
she's telling you how it is.
Uh huh. Okay. So, are your kids even interested in being part of your team, or do they catch interest in that?
they two of them do catch interest in it, but they do work, so it makes it harder for them to travel with me and stuff. I've taken them to a couple places around town here.
Okay.
And they do they like it. Like I said, my son Ozzy, he can hear them talking to him.
Okay. So
That's
my
awesome.
my cousin my cousin says, do you think going through a cave is like going into a portal?
Um, I mean, you can go into somebody's closet, and that could be a portal. I wouldn't say
Go to my
necessarily a
closet.
cave. A cave would be a portal. I wouldn't say it'd be a portal, but you probably, you got to be careful because you can get turned around and lost in a cave, especially if they go way back and stuff.
Yeah. It all depends. The spirits
Yeah,
left behind are in there.
I believe that. Yeah.
Could be there. Yeah. And you also got to find out how far back that goes because you could have Native Americans because a lot of Native Americans used
Yeah.
to live in caves. Um,
Hmm.
so would you take someone that might speak the language to see if you can get maybe some feedback when you go
I've
do it.
thought of that. I've thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to think, right? We You guys go investigate to a lot of these places, and and a lot of these places got history. So
Yep.
I'm just I said, well, because I see them and they're asking questions, but they don't get nothing in return. So I was thinking maybe the spirits that they talking to don't speak the English or don't understand it. Maybe they speak German. Maybe they speak
Yep.
another language, and they are trying to reach out, but they just
hmm
don't understand what they're saying. So that's
We've
why
heard different languages come across the SB7 and stuff like that. I have.
you
I'm
have
pretty sure everybody else have. Yeah.
right, and I'm sure you would like to know what they were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So it would be good to do some research on the location. I know you guys do, and just kind of find out, and then maybe try to bring someone that can speak the language, just in case if you speak and they don't respond. Maybe
Yep.
if they speak, they might respond, and they can translate whatever it is that they're saying to you, which makes so much sense.
And I noticed too, it depends on your equipment. Some places you don't need but very few items and stuff because if I was around the 1800s and I saw this cat ball glowing and lighting up, that would probably freak me out. Not
Okay.
knowing. So, but little kids, it seems to work with little kids or anything that lights up or loud noises. But I try to be careful with what I bring to certain places because I don't want to scare them, because some of my devices will go, woo, woo, all kinds of stupid shit.
Right, right.
Right. And actually, there are teams that use music for their investigations, and one of the teams that I witnessed that did that, trying to think of the name. Darn, I can't remember at the moment. But one of the teams that does that regularly has caught more EVPs and more things on their tools than they have ever before. And a lot of times they'll go to like military sites and play military music, and they will get a bunch.
Matt was doing that on the ship. He was playing like the 50s, some 50s music and stuff like that. And I think that actually helped heighten up some of, what was going on, especially in the mess hall or the cafeteria, whatever you want to call it.
Oh wow! See, if I ever go to an investigation, I'm gonna bring me some music. It ain't nothing but hip hop music. We like it because we choose it. All right, we're gonna have those spirits knocking down everything. Talking about I need space. Oh boy!
And I've been starting to take offerings too. And I noticed taking offerings and just sitting down, sharing an apple or something like that. That shows that you're friendly. I believe some of these spirits don't really know that they've passed either. So
Right,
that's probably hard for them too.
right. I get that a lot. A lot of um, the people I speak to from the paranormal say the same thing, that a lot of them don't know that they're dead. Um, and to me it's like, well, how do you know you're not dead? Because if they're trying to reach out to us, right, and they talking to us and we're not listening and we're ignoring them, at some point they got to realize that, hey, why are these people not listening to me? Why is everybody walking by me like I don't exist? So they have to realize that they dead.
Or they're just stuck in that realm right there. And, because there's, I feel there's a lot of mediums out there, a lot of the people that can actually hear, other spirits and just probably start talking to them randomly. And they'd be like going, I don't know you. Why are you talking to me? That's
Honestly,
how
I do. I do, but it only happens every so often, and I'll catch myself like, "Was that you?" Because sometimes I'll hear my nieces and nephews, and they're not even here, and it's the weirdest thing. And it's like, no, that did not just happen. And there's been times when I literally had something scream in my ear and wake me up, and I've flown out of bed, and I was like, okay, there's only the dog next to me.
Yeah,
Right.
you try to like if I'm out somewhere and I feel like something's touching the back of my leg or pulling, I'm sure I will look around. I'll be like, oh, I think it's probably that nail that's clear over there. I try, or it was that piece of grass tickling my butt. I don't know. I don't want to think I was being touched, but I want to say probably 8 out of 10 times if there's nothing around you, you've been touched.
Yep. I know
So-
at my old place, I was actually pulled off living room couch when I was sleeping, and nobody else was home.
Oh, that would be.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. For me being a paranormal, if I was into paranormal, I will be, I don't know what I'll be looking for to impress me, because the voices we all heard, I'll be trying to find something to make me say, "Oh my God." And I don't know,
They're not ready for you to see it. Then you haven't seen a
exactly.
shadow or anything.
I seen dark shadows, but I don't know what I would be looking for if I was an investigator, knowing that I already seen everything else. What will be the next thing that will say to me, "Holy crap!" Like,
The full body
wow.
apparition, which is the holy grail.
Right? That is
Full
the
body
whole.
apparition.
I used
That
to
right
say
there.
my best friend before he passed away because he never had seen anything, and he would always ask, "Why can't I see these things like you guys can?" And that's like the hardest thing to explain to somebody. But if you really want to see it, don't go into places that are not safe, I guess. Go in somewhere that you're not going to be like possibly in face to face with something that you don't understand. Because if you wake up something that has not been heard or doesn't understand that they're dead, it can sometimes go south.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happens, then you gotta either A, somehow brush it all up, or B, get somebody else to help you get it off, because sometimes it just does not go away.
What's your opinion with people that use the Ouija board?
Okay, we can get into this one.
I'm saying, because I know.
No,
some
yeah.
people-
So a lot of people are against the Ouija board.
Right.
But anything you using to open up that portal of communication, whether it be an app on your phone, be SB7, or be a Ouija board, no matter what, you're still opening up that communication.
Right.
Doesn't matter if you're using the board or not. But the board, to me, like back in the day, got a bad reputation, just like pit bulls, how they've gotten a bad reputation.
Right.
It's because one person will say it next and next and just gets moved on like that. I have no problems with Ouija boards, as long as you know how to, open them properly, close them. Just like anything, you got to close it properly, or you're leaving that communication open for anything.
Mhm.
I mean, and I'm going to tell people my own opinion. Don't be afraid of the Ouija board. It gets in your head, and then that's probably when something could happen. Because then you freak out or something, and you're like, "Oh my God!" And yeah,
Again,
but hold on, but there could be a possibility that when you open that, something not good can come through that portal.
yes.
anything with the SB7, that's still a portal. You're opening that up for communication. Anything you open to speak with spirits is a portal.
But I'm gonna close my mouth.
Stop speaking to us, damn it! Right? I mean,
Go ahead.
when I was gonna say, when it comes to like demons and stuff like that, I've never come across a demon. I believe there are mimics out there that want to pretend or scare you that they're demon-like.
Again.
But yeah, and that's the other thing I hate, when people are like, "Oh my God, I heard a growl." That was my stomach growling. That was no demon. I mean, they'll say that. They'll be like, "That was a demon." No, it wasn't. I hate that. So that's my opinion. Squeakers, how do you feel about that?
I feel the same way. And demons are really rare. I've never caught a demon. I got a creeper in the background, but I never caught a demon. Sorry, like dreaming. Oh my God, my day has just been wonderful today. But anyways, I've never caught a demon myself, and I've never really heard of anybody else doing it. And when I did hear of somebody else doing it, they were how do I put it? Acting like children in a junior high hallway, finding money or something. That's what they were acting like. And to me, that's not real. That's fake. And if you do find a demon, you better watch out because they're going to want something in return. It's not like the movies or anything, but it is true that they're going to want something in return. So,
well, we can feed them Barbara.
And I see what Joseph says there. They could be talking to something very evil.
Yep.
You can't. Anytime you open up a spirit box, anything can come through that. But you want to have your protection, stuff like that. It's like you get into a car. God forbid, knock on wood. Anytime you get in a car, you can always get in a car accident. It's just it's hard to say.
Yeah, but how would you prepare yourself for something like that if it comes through? Like, what would you do? Like, besides running and asking God
I would have run, but I don't know because I'm more of the type of in the moment type person. I will probably start laughing because that's like a defense mechanism I have. I'll be like, dude, are you serious? And I'd probably just sit back and make sure it's not my mind playing tricks with me and stuff like that.
Right.
Because then if I'm trying to think of it, then I might be conjuring something. So I don't want to do that. So I got to sit back and regain myself and going, is this real? Is this what I'm really hearing? Is this, but that's me. And again, all of us, we're not the same.
Right.
Some people
are different.
Some people freak out and probably run and scream away.
That's me.
You wimp.
That's me all day, every day. Mackenzie, that's me all day, every day. Okay. For real.
But yeah, everybody's different, so what you may think is evil, I would be like, no, that's just a jokester. Just don't let them, they're trying to fool with you.
The gifted are the best defense. The gifted are the best defense. I don't know what my cousin means by that, but
you want to start, Emmy?
Okay, so if I'm wrong, let me know. People who are gifted can actually, when you go into an area, you can tell if there's something not good there. Some people will start throwing up. Some people will get like really nauseously sick or turn white. They have to step away from that area. Or even if somebody else comes around them that had just come out of that building or whatever. And a person who's sensitive and gifted feel that.
I got that. I feel things.
You have to be. Go ahead.
I feel things. Certain places that I go to or that I want to walk through, I get a feeling first. And that feeling tells me if to go through there or not.
I have to say, that's happened a couple times, but for the majority of the time, I think I try not to listen to my inner body and I just do it. But
I mean, is that part of being gifted?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Go with your gut instinct. Yeah.
I come from a spiritual background. My mother, my cousins, which is here, mom, my great grandmom, and my grandmom, they were all spiritual. So I know that I have that gift in me, and I see certain things sometimes, and I feel certain things sometimes, and I either leave it alone or I try to figure it out.
Are you more of the scientific part of it? Like there has to be more science to this. Like
that's my cousin. He's the
okay.
science. He's the science. That's the guy you need to talk to right there. That boy is something else.
I feel a lot. I feel everybody actually has the gift, especially when we're kids, when we're young.
Oh yeah,
you have that pure mind, and you're not afraid of anything. You see stuff, you hear stuff, but as we get older, we tend to block it out.
And a lot of
go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't hear you over him sneezing. And
I said, as we get older, we tend to block a lot of that out, a lot of our gifts, because if you get older, it does scare you. I'm noticing now, like these past couple of years, especially since the whole COVID thing and stuff like that, a lot of people are becoming more in tune with themselves, and all of a sudden they're getting gifts that they're like, this is not supposed to be happening to me. And I've been witnessing it all around. And it's just the fact that if you want to open yourself up again and let that happen. Some people
Yeah.
get traumatized when they're a kid and they just totally block it out. And they're like, nope, there's no such thing as this and that. But they know there is. They just
Right.
don't want to open up and
Right. So we need to stay away from James Dawson because he gets electrical shocks. Nobody here wants to get electrocuted, James. So we had to leave James by himself whenever he feels something like
he
that.
wouldn't go into a room I went into. He refused to go into that room.
Really.
I can say the hair on my what hair I got would stand up. You could feel it in there. It was something different, but he refused to go into that room at that
Really?
hospital.
Really? So you think he was scared of what was in there that he didn't go in there, or
I don't think he was scared, but James has some gifts too. And so I think it's more of a confrontational thing.
right? So I mean, he's here. We can ask him why didn't he go in the room.
Yeah, ask him.
James,
He was very
James,
adamant.
James Dawson, why didn't you not go in the room?
He's summoning you, James.
Oh, James.
James, why didn't you go in the room? What stopped you from going in the room?
And that was a hospital he actually had gone to when he was a kid. I believe he was even born in that hospital too.
Oh, he was
He
probably
knew so much history of it.
wow. He was probably trying to
And there's
get away
probably like a 10-second delay on Facebook. So
on your side.
do.
Oh, okay. Wow. So, Matt is having something's happening in New Orleans where people are coming to meet up and stuff.
Yes,
Are you going?
I am.
Oh, you're going.
I am going to be there. Come on, everybody. If you want to meet your best awesomeness person, right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to make it down.
That's in
Yeah, I
October,
want 3
ain't it?
years ago. Yeah, it's in the middle of October. It's called Fear Fest. Yep. A lot of cool things going on.
I'm gonna try to make it. I'm gonna try to make it to New Orleans.
Did you want to meet the one and only Emmie?
Yeah. Why else? Why else would I go there besides
Of
me and Matt?
Right?
Besides me and Matt. Okay.
I've met Matt. I've met Mackenzie. No, me. This one right here. Right here. This one.
So he said the tour guide told us later that the elderly, orderly didn't like men after I refused to go into the room. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he didn't. He just said he goes. I'm not going in there, and I was asking him why. I'm like, you want me to hold your hand? You know, I was like, come on, you big baby. He goes, no. He goes, I'm not going to go in there. So Heather, which kudos to her, is not like any tour guide that I've ever had. She was down to earth, and she would stay out of the way, you know, and let people investigate. But she was so cool. I liked having her around, you know, talking with her and stuff like that. But she would tell stories, and that's how he got that. Not tell stories, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We didn't even get probably that there was so much in that place, but certain areas where we were getting more activity. And I know I'm all over the place. I have adult ADHD. Hi, my name is Emmie.
I'm Victor.
Now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, actually, I'm the only one there was 6 of us there. I can't count, maybe 5 of us. My footage was the only footage that made it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool. So what are you working on now? What's your next project?
I don't know. I don't.
You know?
Who wants me to go investigate with them?
Me, and I can't say anything over the air. It has to be behind stage. So.
But I do want to do. I want to work on that cave. Here in Oregon, too, in Portland, we have the Shanghai tunnels. I've been trying to get in touch with to talk to about going into these Shanghai tunnels and doing a private session down there, not with a group of people.
Right.
So there's that.
The tunnels, yeah.
You might have to have a translator for those caves then.
Yeah, definitely the caves that's what
Well,
will interest me more.
Yeah, the caves, yes. But the Shanghai tunnels, I don't know if you guys knew the history where the whole big Shanghai come along, and they were needing more men. So in the bar, they get the men drunk, and then they would pull the floor out from under them. They would land down below. They would take the shoes off, and they can't escape. And then they would Shanghai them onto the ships as working men and stuff.
Wow.
They would like to basically kidnap men from a bar, adult men.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I can send some of my friends over there. Do they still do that?
Yeah.
I want to send some of my friends over to let them get kidnapped to pay.
Go ahead.
Underground. My cousin says I'd like to adventure into those caves
Where do you live?
or tunnels. He lives in Florida. I live in Boston. Oh, so your husband's from Boston. Has he ever told you about Salem, Massachusetts?
Yep.
Yep.
He's more of a skeptic. He likes to debunk things, and he's a photographer, so he will look at every aspect of a camera angle, video.
Oh, yeah. That's.
And he talks funny. Again, I'm just saying.
Bostonians talk funny. Okay.
No, so you know what, Joseph? I've been traveling to and from Oregon to Florida quite a bit too.
Yeah, he's from Tampa. Yeah.
So I've been flying in Tampa, going to Brooksville and stuff like that, and then traveling up with my friend Patty.
Oh wow! I was talking to I think it was Brian last night, or I was talking to Mark Lee about you guys talk to these spirits talks back to you guys. Wouldn't it be wonderful or amazing if some of these spirits can help you guys serve murders?
Some do. Some people are hired to do that. Mediums and stuff like that. They work with the FBI, and I would probably be freaked out myself, but I don't want to help somebody solve a murder. I'll be like, oh my God, I'd probably get blamed for that murder.
Well, right, and then there's always that. Is that the actual? Because sometimes you don't know if it's just something random or vice versa. If it's that actual thing, I've had that happen before, and it doesn't mean that I'm not a empath or sensitive. It just means that it's not coming through all the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll be wonderful if some of these spirits can help you guys solve some unsolved murders, because I was thinking, okay, do these spirits talk to each other, where they can give us information on something that already happened and no one knows, you know what I mean?
There is a group that, a lady that does do that. Her name is Trishmo, and she has the Missing Piece, I believe it's called. She's really good and fun to watch.
I would like to have her or one of those people on my show and just kind of find out how they do it.
Pick at her brain.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's times I've investigated, and you can be talking to spirits, trying to put on a conversation. They'll be talking to each other. They'll have their own conversation. They're like ignoring you.
Right.
And it's the craziest thing.
Right. Because you can hear it. You can hear some of the voices coming through.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So that's would be interesting as a paranormal investigator to try to find out if they can do that.
Mm-hmm.
you know, because we all know there's a lot of stuff out there, a lot of crimes that never been solved, and so if we're talking to these spirits, and these spirits can travel and see the other side that we can't see, maybe they bumped to some of these spirits that passed away and never been solved,
Mhm.
and maybe they want peace, and or the person that did it get caught, whatever, and try to talk to you guys and say, hey, listen, I was murdered. Well, who did it? Such and such. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
have the cop just do some investigation. Listen, I did this. I got this name. I'm not saying the person did it, but do some investigation. Find who this person is, where they were at the time of the murder, and stuff like that. And that'll be so dope. That'll be like a breakthrough for the paranormal world.
I highly believe in that too, because there was a time just last year, like a few months back, my husband and I went to this other cemetery here that we'd never gone to before. And it's a small cemetery, but you can go up and over this hill.
Right.
The spirits was actually warning because I'll walk around with the SB7 on and also my Alice box, and it throws out words. And the words at the time was not making sense to me until I got home. I listened to it all. But before we left, there was this stalker type person coming in, and he only saw me. He didn't see my husband. And so the spirit box was saying, behind you, watch
Oh
out.
wow.
And if you go watch my video, you'll see it was leading up to until I paid attention that somebody was down. There was one way in and one way out. And so yeah, they do warn you and tell you.
Oh my goodness.
That had to have been awesome, actually.
I
It
would have
was really cool.
freaked out. That would have been my last investigation after that one.
Because I'm going, oh my God, these spirits are telling me. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Get out, watch your back, behind you. And it kept saying that several times, behind you. I was like, there's nothing behind me. But yeah, I couldn't see down on the other side of the hill where that person was coming up.
Wow.
It was to a point I was questioning. I was asking my husband, I'm like, is that a real person over there walking? Because just if you watch my husband's video, my video, the person looked really strange walking. But I'm just saying, I didn't go up and shake his hand or anything. Like, hey, hi. My K2 meters, both K2 meters, was freaking out, and I was like, okay, maybe it's the batteries. I put brand new batteries in it, but everywhere I would go, I'd set them down, and they're just like shaking like crazy. And I didn't have any live stream or anything playing. I put them in a tree, and they were both going like crazy. Separated, they were going like crazy. I'm like, okay, it's the batteries. As soon as we get out of that cemetery, they stopped. I came home, tested the batteries. The batteries were 100%.
So when they were going crazy, that was telling you what? There was a
I
spirit.
was thinking my batteries were dead. Yeah, it's supposed to be a spirit, energy, not just spirit, just an energy.
Right. Something that's there.
Yeah.
So, wow, this is crazy. This is why I love the paranormal world, because there's just so many questions and unanswered. That takes your mind. Like, wow,
Yeah.
this is crazy. And so I'm excited that you're going out there in October. Hi, Kara. I'm gonna definitely try to make it in October. I know it's gonna probably be cold. But I'm definitely gonna try to see if I can make it out there. That would be awesome to meet out with you and Matt. Me and Matt are real cool. So
Who's Matt? Who's Matt you're talking about? That Matt guy. God.
yeah,
Matt who?
Matt Man, the Matt Man.
Matt, who is he?
I don't know, Squeakers. Can you help me out here?
Nope.
Who is the mask man?
Yeah. We don't know any Matt. But no, I guess Anthony's supposed to be there. A whole bunch of people are going to be showing up.
Anthony, you mean Anthony from Texas?
Yeah, that Anthony. Yeah, he's supposed to.
Jesus.
He's talking about going. Whether he goes or not, I don't know. I think he's scared. He's a scared.
Yeah, if Anthony goes, we gotta have to bring the bulletproof vests, the armor trucks.
I already have a friend that promised me she'll bail me out if anything happens. So
Yeah,
I got my bail money safe.
yeah. Matt's gonna bring the essays down from Texas. You have to be watching out for Anthony, okay? He bringing down the wrong crew. We said the paranormal crew, not the gangsters.
That's right.
Anthony gonna kill me if we hear that one. Yeah. So, Squeakers, you got any questions for Mackenzie? Okay. So
She's talking to her spirit guide right now.
Yeah,
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 I know. I'm not going to tell Emmie what you just said.
yeah. So my cousin says,
Right?
my cousin says, do you think the recent video of sheep that were circling around in China for 12 days straight have anything to do with the paranormal?
To be honest with you, I don't even watch the news, so I didn't even know about that. I can't watch the news because that's I feel that. I feel the pain. I get really emotional, and my husband gives me a hard time. He's like, "You need to watch. You need to keep up to date." I'm like, "No, you can tell me. If we're going to war, you can tell me. I don't need to know that I can't." When 9/11 happened, I was thank God for the Cartoon Network, and the Nickelodeon channel. I can't watch news, so I know nothing about that.
There were 12 sheep circling around in China. I think I seen that. I'm not sure, but would it have to do with the paranormal? I don't know. Could it be a sign? Maybe. I would say it could be a sign of something. Um, Paranormal. I don't know. Uh, but I would say it was probably a sign of something they were trying to.
I put my email on chat, but I don't think it worked. My address is PDX Paranormal, the number 2 at gmail.com.
Right. Wow. So I'm saying, do you have a specific place where you like to go do the investigations, or it don't matter to you?
It really don't matter to me because I mean, if the spirits are there and they want to talk, they're going to talk. You don't have to really go anywhere.
Okay.
That's how I look at it.
Right.
PDX. So here, you know what? Actually, I'll put it on the screen right here on my name.
So he's saying it's not just sheep's doing this.
I don't know.
He said, "Can you repeat that again? Your email?"
Yeah, I'm putting it on the screen here, so that way.
Oh, she's putting it on the screen, Joseph.
There we go. You got to move his comment. No,
So
why didn't it come up? Where my name would be is where I put it.
he said, "Cool, thank you." I don't know if you got it, but um, how was your first investigation like? Your first investigation that you ever did. What was that like for you?
It was like a rush. I wanted more.
Really?
When I knew what I was looking for and wanting to hear,
Mhm.
it was more of a rush than what I was used to when I was younger and stuff. Because I was out actually looking for it, trying to get evidence and stuff. Where before we just stumbled across it.
So you must have had a rush inside of you, like I want to hear something. I got to hear something. That's very intense. But did you get to hear anything on that first day, or you was bummed out? You was like, man, I got to go again.
I didn't hear anything.
No,
I didn't hear anything. But it's one of those things, though. They're not going to come out and play when you want them to.
right,
And I'll even post videos that of evidence I did not catch, just to show it's not like that all the time.
right. They don't connect all the time. You go, so you can be there
Mm-mm.
for an hour or two and get nothing, and go to a place for 10 minutes and get all the activity you need.
Yep. And I don't always think it's a house like a lot of people like, oh, the house is haunted. A lot of the time, it's the land that's haunted or tainted and stuff. That's how I look at it. The house could be brand new, but it's the land.
The land, right,
And another reason why I don't try to get history on the place because I want to try to pick stuff up, on my own.
Well, the war that happened way back in the 50s in North Carolina and stuff like that in the South. A lot of that place in the woods, there was a lot of killing there
Yep.
in those woods. Would that be something you would like to go investigate and just talk to see what you pick up in those woods
Yep.
where the war went
Mhm.
down?
Mhm.
I think you get a lot of activity there. I really believe
It's
so.
probably where I would see my full body apparition if I actually went and hung out quite a few times. But I mean,
Yes, yes, that will
it's
freak me out. A whole body up. If I seen the whole body, that ain't my body, and I know ain't
yeah,
nobody
I'd
around.
be rolling my eyes, going, "Did I really just see what I saw?"
I
Um,
try to run after it. Actually, I pull a mat.
That'll be amazing.
really.
That'll be amazing to see.
I mean,
And
I've seen feet, I've seen shadow, I've seen solid shadow. When you see a shadow creature, a shadow person, it doesn't mean it's evil either. Like I said, we had one here.
right.
Um, I just want to see, and I saw a face, which I was able to see the clarity
Mm,
of the face. Now I just want the whole body to go with it,
right,
everything.
right.
I want it all.
Oh Jesus Christ! Make sure I don't go investigation with Emmy. Okay, I'm not
I
doing
got
it.
a friend that's got bail money. Yes, we gotta go. No.
Not the bail. Get the
You
bail
hang out
money.
with Howard and all them, you're not gonna have bail money. I'm telling you.
Oh Jesus Christ! That's
Yeah,
crazy.
you'll need bail money.
Okay, I definitely will because I'll be running everything down. Get
Mm.
out my way! Get out my way! Get out my way! Oh, this
So,
is
what
so
kind
cool.
of experiences have you really had that still makes you question the
Me,
paranormal? Yeah.
um, just stuff that I see, you guys do, and I had an experience a couple years ago that caught my attention, and I was always interested in just hearing people and knowing that my mom and my grandmother used to do certain things when they were younger, and I used to see, them praying and certain
Hmm.
things happen, and so I was always interested in what it was and why were they doing it. Um, so that kind of like brought me into the paranormal world. Um, and I've been watching it ever since. And now that I'm older and I get to talk to you guys, um, I learn more about it, and it just keeps me intact with it because, we all, I don't know what answer are we all looking for, right? I don't because we
Yeah.
don't seen the orbs, we don't seen um heard spirits talk. So what are we really looking for? What is that we're looking for that is going to keep that's going to back everybody back and say, "Oh my God," you know,
Probably
what is
that very special 100% proof that cannot be
denied?
debunked or anything denied, nothing. Where undisputable, where it's going to set everybody back.
Right.
And even then, it's paranormal is really like a rush. I love going into old buildings too. I guess it's the rush of urbex. So I do like doing that. Um,
Right.
so the paranormal, I think it's more of the rush. If I ever did see,
I, I,
anything.
I got this team from the UK, and their post is unbelievable. They see whole body structures, bodies, faces in the window. Um, I mean,
Yeah.
they catch a whole lot of stuff going on in the UK. I
Not
think
even
the
Yeah.
UK is a good spot to go
yeah.
investigate. I think because a lot of the stuff that I see proof is coming from the UK and um,
Yeah.
Cornish ghost
Dang,
whispers.
sorry, I didn't realize my mute thing was not muted.
That's okay.
The Cornish ghost whispers from the UK. They are amazing. They catch a whole lot of stuff. They be
Hmm.
going to castles. Um,
Yeah.
and catching, good footage of just bodies,
Yeah.
either looking or walking by, and it's just amazing. And so the question is, like I said earlier, is we're all waiting for that. Whoa, because I mean, being a paranormal investigator, first of all, it's not easy. So if you've seen everything that you've seen, you're waiting to see something that's gonna really blow your mind.
That's the undeniable believer of everything, you know.
Right,
I mean, yeah, you can say, "Oh, I saw an apparition." You can have a picture of it or something, but somebody's going to try to debunk it one way or another. But there's that one evidence out there that cannot be debunked.
that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think, and I think that's what everyone is looking for.
Mhm.
I think that's what everybody want to get is that opportunity to get that one shot, or prove.
When I go to places, I don't expect to always. I mean, when I travel and I know I'm taking a risk on, you know what? I'm probably not going to get anything on this trip.
Right,
'Cause I don't wanna set myself up high and then all of a sudden, get crushed, and that's how I look at it majority of the times. I'll get a lot of EVPs here and there, but as for, like, physical besides the EVPs, I don't always get stuff, especially when I travel,
really,
and that's the realistic part about it, but I get to meet new people, so, it's one of those catch-22s. I don't catch nothing, but I meet new people.
right, and meeting new people, they probably have other places that they already went to that they have had
Mhm.
encounters, and maybe you can go there, so
Yep.
it kind of works out, um, so you don't do researches when you go places, you just like to go there and
Blind.
see, blindfolded, in other words, and see what
Yeah.
kind of energy you get or what presents, um
Mhm.
what stuff you get, and then you present it to them or to whoever, and then you
Yeah.
try to find out what was on that land.
Yeah, I do it probably the research afterwards and stuff, and the history of it, because I don't wanna go into a place and have where my mind's been tainted that, "By the way, there's a female that you're supposed to see over here in a white dress." So, subconsciously, that's gonna be stuck in my head, and I'm gonna miss something over here because I'm gonna
Right,
focus, "They said there's a lady in a white dress over here,"
right.
and I don't wanna do that. If I catch her, great. I may be catching something else that,
That
that they
nobody.
didn't mention, but they know.
Right, that's cool. I mean, I'm going to do an investigation. I don't know when, and I don't know with who, but I'm going to do
That's why
one.
you're interviewing all these investigators. You're like, okay, I gotta find the right one to go investigate with.
Okay.
She's not scared, so I'm not gonna go with her because
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, so far you're winning. You got the bail money because we're gonna need some bail money. Okay. And um, you let you go in there blindfolded like me. I don't want to know what's in there. Just take me there and let
Yeah.
me see what
Just
happens.
I mean, I will hear some things. I sit there and I tune everybody out. Like if we're heading somewhere, I tune them out so I don't pay attention to what they're saying. The adult ADHD, I can do that.
Hmm.
And so when we get there, I will remember bits and pieces.
Right.
But that's about it. And I don't put it together. So I mean, every place out there, you're going to hear something about something.
Right.
Just blocking that out, though.
Oh, that's listen. I won't know what I'll do, and I don't know how long it'll take me to go to sleep if I was to see something. Like truly, I don't know. I don't know if I ever come back home. I mean, I live by myself. I think I'll buy me two pit bulls and two other watchdogs. Um, for real,
Are
because
you really that big of a sissy Lala?
uh, uh, yeah. For your information,
So I guess
yeah.
it's a Bostonian thing then.
Well, hey, listen. You take me to a shootout, I'm fine. I'm used to the shootout, but don't take me to no go where I can't see nothing coming. I
My
can't see.
husband, he'll be like, he goes, I'll deal with muggers and all these other people, but
Yeah.
when it comes to wildlife or ghosts, yeah. He was throwing hot dogs at glowing eyes, which were like little critters in the forest one time, standing on a picnic table. I'm telling you, city boy to country, that's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing. I keep trying to tell my friends that listen. I'm a city boy. You trying to take me to the country? I might like it because I like animals, horses and stuff. But when it get to the other stuff, I'm not all with that. Okay. So Joseph says, I think I was able to successfully send you the video to your Facebook Messenger.
I threw my phones because they wouldn't shut up. So,
Yeah. Oh, my cousin says the thought of something being able to touch me and I can't touch it back is crazy. Okay, I'm not now. You're talking my language, cuz. Hi, Anna. Now
hey, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
And that is so scary and spooky when something touches you and you don't know what it is and you can't touch it back or even tell
That's
it.
why you try to say, you think it's something else. You'll put it in your head like, that was a tree that touched me. Even though there was no tree around, you will think it's something else. It's
Okay. I won't even think that because I know my surroundings. So if I go somewhere and something touch me and I know there ain't nothing behind me, I'm running. I'm asking questions after. So you might be doing.
I can see you. You're gonna be the guy holding the biggest flashlight, like
Yes.
like okay,
Yes.
shine it on everybody.
That's right. I'm a biggest flashlight. Yes. I might walk in there with a suit too. I might walk in there with an air suit.
Oh my god.
Okay, just to make sure nothing get to me because this is so crazy. But I'm amazed of how many people are into this. I didn't even know there was so many people until I got to the Parapost Network and the P3 family. How many people are into the paranormal world? So many.
A lot of people are coming out. It's before people when you'd say, "Hey, I'm into paranormal," or this and that, you were frowned upon. People thought you were weird or
Yeah,
crazy.
right,
And so, I mean, just I want to say recently, I'm learning more people in my area starting to come out with it.
right, and it's good. I mean, hey, you can't knock nobody for doing what they want to do. Or something they believe in.
Mhm.
I I was a non-believer until I started seeing things. And I started listening to the paranormal investigators and them posting up stuff and talking about it. Kind of educating myself a little bit on it. And listen, I have to say, to be a paranormal investigator, you got to have a pair of cojones. You know,
Yeah.
you really do. You got to have the pair of
Yep.
cojones to do that because you're dealing with something that you can't see. You're dealing with something that you don't know about. You have an idea, but you don't really know if
Right.
that's what you're dealing with. So it's kind of like a 50-50 chance that you're dealing with something good or something bad. You're dealing with something that you might take home and
Mhm.
you know what I mean, or follow you home and torment your family. And those are things, and that's why I don't go do no investigation because I'm so sensitive to things. I can feel things. And I'm just afraid of that. That's my biggest fear is to bring home something or catch something. Um, and I know people say, "Oh, it's like 90% chance you don't catch it," but you never know what you're bringing when you come to these places. Different
True.
different souls are different, different energies are different. Um,
True, but it's like I said before, it's like getting into a car. You're more apt to get into a car accident and then something, latches to you. And again, knock
right,
on wood, I would never ill wish that on anybody, but
right,
that's how I've always looked at it. And
right,
when you get in the car, what's the first thing you do? You seatbelt up. When
I
I go
don't.
on investigation with, well, probably because you're just a rebel. When I go on an investigation, I have my crystals and I have my protection. That's my seatbelt, you know. Everybody does it differently.
Okay.
So
Do you? I've spoken to some in the past, and every time I speak to them, okay, Enlightened Souls Paranormal, when they go do an investigation, before they go into it, they they do a prayer and they send one of the girls in just to kind of make sure that it's safe. Um, do you prepare yourself before you go into these places, or you just go right in there and do what you have to do?
no, I do the prayer, the protection, and then when I leave, I'll do a closing prayer too. So, and I tell them too, you know, hey, you can't follow me home. You can't, you know, or if I'm a live stream and I'm like, you can't connect to anybody in my audience. I will try to close it out properly and say a closing prayer. So that's how I do it. I pray before, prayed to Saint Michael, and close it out.
Wow, it's just amazing. Um, but I'm gonna try to make it out there to
Fear
New Orleans,
Fest.
to the Fear Fest in New Orleans on October. That's a long time from now, so I'll
It
have
is, but get the word out there because it's going to be a big event.
right.
You know, and a lot of amazing people are going to be there too.
Really,
And that New Orleans, how they tell me to say it,
New
is a
Orleans,
hot spot. It is a hot spot for it, and a lot of history there.
right?
Uh,
Plus, who don't
I
want
don't
to
know if
go?
you've ever.
I said, who don't want to go down there and see Don Vic live in
No,
New
okay, no,
Orleans?
here we go. Put a 1 in chat if you want to see Don Vic live, or put a 2 in chat if you just want to meet Emmy. Oh, everyone's putting 21, 21, 21.
21, 21. That's right.
And put a 100% if you want to see all three of us.
There you
Oh yeah.
go.
Oh, Squeaky say,
I'd rather she was here. She was quiet.
yeah.
She was quiet.
Investigation. What was the thing? Seeing the video is American. And I thought was other. Little grandson who is 11 now. He is a great little investigator. I love the paranormal. Yeah. So Liz got her young 11-year-old investigating with her. I seen him. Okay? So I'm glad she said that. Do you think that the younger, like like a kid, would connect quicker than an adult would?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Because they have a clear mind, an open mind. I mean, it's just like when you light a lighter, you know it's going to burn you. Except for when you're a kid, you're like, "What's that going to do?" And you're going to touch it. Then you realize after that it's going to burn you. So until then, a kid, you know, will see things and hear things and communicate with things
Quicker.
until somebody tells them, "No, you're not seeing that," or you know, put it in their head, or they get scared enough. That's how I look at it. My own thoughts about that. But yeah, I would take a kid investigating with me if, you know, that's something they really want. It'd be a certain age, but you know, 10, 11, 12, if that's something they really wanted to do and they feel that they can do that, I would take them to, you know, an easy place.
Right. You know, I think sometimes, because you know how sometimes you go to a supermarket or somewhere and um you might see a homeless person or just a person talking to themselves or just talking like they're talking to somebody. And the first
Mhm.
thing people say, look at this crazy guy. You know, and I
Yep.
used to be one of those people. But then when I started watching the paranormal, I caught myself. I said, what if he's really talking to somebody and
Yep.
I can't see what he's seeing and I'm judging him, telling him he's crazy and he's
Mhm.
talking to, but the way they're talking to them, it's like they're really having a conversation with someone. So,
I've seen
you know,
people talk with their hands while they're talking, like the East
yes,
Coasters.
yes, yes. So I started, I caught myself. I said, wait a minute. What if they are talking to somebody? What if they can see something that I can't see and they gifted like that?
Mhm.
So I caught myself from, saying certain things about people like that because we don't know what they see. You don't know, you know, just like people are in like these institutions. that they got them in these institutions because some family members say, well, they're constantly talking to themselves, they're talking to the wall, they're
Yep.
talking to the closet, they lost their head. Well, haven't you sat down and thought that maybe they are seeing something? Maybe they are talking to somebody that you just
Mhm.
can't see, and or you don't even know that they gifted like that they can reach out and talk to people like that. Like I really thought about that. You
Or what
know,
about kids who have imaginary friends and your parents
Mhm.
tell you, no, you
exactly.
don't have an imaginary friend. But you know what? This kid's adamant he does or she does.
Right.
Well, and also a lot of
You didn't think of that, did you now? He's going,
No, but you
that's
have to
true.
be open to stuff like
you really
Yeah.
thinking.
I know he kind of sat back and like, but that's how I think, how I look at things too, because,
that.
I'm 53 years old and growing up, it was, you don't talk about it. And
Yeah.
that
Right.
was the thing. Um, what's he saying? Yeah, I can see they want to come and meet me.
Next. Next. Hi, Emma Sanders. I don't know.
They're speaking to somebody else. I don't know
Oh,
who,
okay. They're probably on
but
the
not
other.
me.
Yeah. So so definitely I'm gonna try to make it out there in October. Hopefully we can meet in person. That'll be an amazing thing to meet you in person. Um
Thank you.
do not try to talk
Likewise.
do not try to talk me into going nowhere to meet to do no investigation because that's
Oh,
not
come on.
happening. Okay.
I'm trying to
Come
get my
on
husband to
now.
go too. I'm telling my husband, like, just come for the weekend. Because normally, like, when I travel, I try to, if I'm traveling, to the East Coast, I try to make it a week or two just to make it, worth my time. Because,
Right.
plane tickets, they start going up. Um, and I want to investigate all other places, but I want him to come with me to, Fear Fest and stuff and meet up with a whole bunch of new people. So, see, if he's going, you got to go. And then you can meet him and you go investigate with us. Don't be a sissy lala.
Uh, I think I like CC Lala better right now.
Oh my God.
Okay, call me what you want to call me. You're not getting me no investigation. Okay.
Sissy Lala.
Well, um, where can people find you? What's your website? People want to look in, know more about you or find out what you're doing or to follow your page. What's your website or your
My
page?
YouTube is youtube.com/PDX Paranormal or at PDX Paranormal. Yeah, youtube.com/at PDX Paranormal. Pretty much my TikTok is like that. Trying to think what other websites I have. I mainly do YouTube though. I haven't really done a Facebook or anything for that.
Right.
Which I've been told I should start doing a Facebook, but yeah, all my stuff is on YouTube.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm running 3 platforms at the same time. Right now, we live here on Facebook, but I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on Parapost Network. All three
Oh,
networks.
Parapost.
Yeah, I got all 3 networks combined into one. So whenever anything I do live here, you can watch on YouTube and Parapost at the same
I'm
time.
on Parapost. PDX Paranormal.
Yeah, right.
There you
So
go. So
you
I
can
forgot
hook,
about that one.
you can hook up your device where when you go live on one channel, you'll be live on the other 2 or whatever channels you have.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I got my device hooked up on StreamYard. I have
You can only do it through StreamYard, or I mean,
um
does it,
I did it through StreamYard because that's the app that I used, and it gave me a choice to go on YouTube Live, and then I added Parapost. I didn't know I can add another one, and I added it,
oh, okay.
and so now I go live on all 3 platforms. So I'm looking to get on other platforms as well, so the show can be on other platforms. But yeah, you should try that.
Yeah. Somebody else was telling me about that. I definitely want to try that.
Yeah.
I need help. I'm not computer technical
like
when it comes to
me.
stuff like that. I think Flaherty's had to help me. I've blocked myself out of mine many times.
You told me.
That's funny as hell. So
Glad to know I'm not the only one that asks them about my password.
yeah. So I want to thank you for coming on the show, Squeakers. I want to thank you for co-hosting with me tonight. You guys been great.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. You didn't know what to expect. He's going, God, I'm getting this girl out.
Oh my God. I was warned. I was warned.
By who? Matt? Don't listen to Matt. He lies.
But I love to take my chances. I'm like you. I just go right up in there and see what happens.
Well, you didn't run like a sissy Lala, so.
You got jokes. You got jokes. I like that. We got a new comedian out here, guys.
Oh, I wouldn't say comedian, but sometimes, where's it at? You're probably going, what the fuck is she going to pop up now? Oh, no.
So I want to thank everybody that's watching, all my YouTubers, Parapost Network that's watching, my TikTok followers and my Instagram followers that are watching. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys for the love. Thank you for showing my guests some love, my co-host as well. And we'll see you guys Monday. Monday, I have a great guest coming. He's a Latin Puerto Rican actor from Puerto Rico. He's out in Florida. He'll be on the show. We'll be talking about his upcoming movies. And and stay tuned. So thank you, Miss MacKenzie, for coming on the show. And Squeakers, thank you so much. I'll see you guys.
Oh, she's barking back at you.
I know, and my dog. I've got dogs and kids here, so I don't want to apologize for the creepers.
So I'll see you guys on some other episode.
Sounds good to me. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Squeakers. Yeah, folks. That's my girl Squeaker. She was co-hosting with me and Emmie MacKenzie, paranormal investigator out of Oregon. So, I want to thank everybody that came in and supported the show, supported these beautiful women tonight. Thank you so much. YouTube, thank you so much. Parapost Network, thank you so much for tuning in. It's only 8:00, so your boy about to turn up. It's time for me to hit on the road again. Hey, I'm going places that you've never been. So, folks, thank you so much. Love you guys. Remember to share, and sharing is caring. Big shout out to everybody all over the world that tunes in on the Don Big Show. And I guess I'll see you guys on Monday. Yes, I'll see you guys on Monday. And be safe. Remember, peace, love, respect, and I'm out of here.